Can I please check it's can everyone hear clearly? If yes, please maybe leave me a comment below. So this will be the materials needed for today's printmaking artwork. Oh, thank you, Moses. So we will be using some natural materials to stamp on paper. So apart from these leaves and flowers, we will need drawing papers. The size I'm using today is A5 size, so it is around 25 centimeters and 17 something centimeters. So you can also choose the size you like, how large is your card be. If you are getting this drawing paper from maybe Popular, you will notice that it is a bit thicker than the paper we use for writing letters or on notebooks, because we will be applying water onto the paper, so make sure the paper is thick enough or else it will be too soft. Other materials we will be using is acrylic paints. This is a sample of acrylic paints, so you can easily get it from Popular or any bookstores. You will also need some water and a brush. The size I am using today is about like half size of your thumbnail. So it depends on the leaves, the size of your leaves. You can get a different size for your choice. So since I know some of you may be practicing Chinese painting, so apart from acrylic paint, I will also demonstrate a different version using some Chinese paints. So you can see there is a different effects. For this, using acrylic paint, it will be more opaque and the color will be more bright and strong. And for this, it will be more subtle, mild, and in a more soft way. Okay, so maybe let's start with this design first, with the technique of stamping. So you will need some leaves for this design. So there are some tips for you to collect leaves, maybe when you go out for a walk in the park. So the tips for collecting leaves are you need to make sure that they are dried and hard. So you can see the texture is more hard, so you can hold it onto the paper more stable, and the effect will be more clear. Another tips is you need to find some leaves that the veins, like the patterns, are more pumping up, so that you will have a very beautiful effect after stamping with the leaves. So other than some natural materials, you can also use anything with an uneven surface to for printmaking. So just anything you find at the home, maybe cups or paper cones. You can also apply paints on the surface and just stamp it on the paper to create your own design. So let's start with this stamping technique. So for this, I will be using a leaf of this size and a smaller one for the flowers. I have already put out all the paints needed for this design, so you can choose your preferred colors. Today I will be using different shades of red and yellow, so I can create this effects with combination of orange, red, and yellow together. And also I have prepared some dark green, light green, and some blue, so that you will have more difference in your design. So I will take a little bit of water. You don't need a lot of water for this design. So just apply the color you want. So I will be combining different shades of green today. So make sure every part of the leaves is covered by the paint, especially for the parts that are pumping up. Okay, when it is fully applied with paints, you can just stamp it onto the drawing paper. So I will be applying a bit of pressure with my fingers on the leaves. You can also use something healthy like a water bottle or even a metal spoon to apply the leaves onto the paper to make sure the patterns are stamped onto the paper. Okay, so we are done with one leaves. So we will be repeating over again. Maybe I will add a little bit of yellow this time to have a lighter shades. Again, just to make sure all the leaf veins are covered with paints so that the pattern will be more obvious, clear. Okay, so you can see we have a lighter shades this time. So we will be working on the flower now. So make sure your brush is washed so there are no more green paints on the brush. So I will be using another leaves with a smaller size. This time I will apply red or any color of your choice for stamping the flowers. Since I'm using bigger leaf this time when compared with my my reference made before, I think I will maybe create a flower with 3 petals instead of 5.